kind of sacred times right now. We've got the menorah burning, which is the Jewish feast days, the Feast of Lights, right? And tonight is the last candle that is lit on that. So they celebrate the Feast of Lights. We've entered Advent, so it's a Christian holiday where for 4 weeks they prepare for divine birth. Create a space for birth to happen. And then on Thursday, I think it's the Buddhists celebrate the enlightenment of the Buddha. So this time of year, there's a lot of acknowledgement and awareness of light, because at least in this part of the universe, this part of the world, we're entering darkness. So we're in sacred times. Sacred energy. So I really invite you during this month to find some stillness, find some quietness, and to just expose yourself, open yourself to the sacred energies that surround us and move through us. Because so many world traditions this time of year are celebrating light. So it's sacred time. Throughout scriptures, there's a dynamic, in all scriptures, world scriptures, we see a dynamic that when the divine encounters a human being, there is fear. There's fear. It's like the infinite meeting with the finite. It's almost like too much for the finite, for the human being to take it all in. The best example we have is Arjuna. It's a Hindu scripture. It's one of the oldest scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna is the average, ordinary person like us. And Lord Krishna reveals himself to Arjuna. In all of his glory and all of his light, reveals himself. And Arjuna freaks out. It is said that the hair even on his arm stand up on end. It says that his legs grow weak and wobbly, and that his mouth becomes dry. He's really scared. And he says to Lord Krishna, remember, I am only human. Can you take it back a couple notches? So we have this time of year in Christian scripture, the angel Gabriel. She was busy this time of year. She's coming and arriving to people. She arrived to Mary, Mother Mary, and the wise men, and Joseph in a dream, right? And Gabriel says, her first word she says is, fear not. Don't be afraid. Because I think on some level, right, when we encounter the infinite, the divine, we think, oh my gosh, things are really going to change. I'm going to be called beyond my comfort zone. Maybe there's something in me that I've not wanted to face that I need to face. Scary stuff, right? So we have these 3 angels coming, or these 3 visits from angels, the divine visiting humans, saying there is a divine birth about to happen. So I think in our philosophy, the way we look at Jesus' birth is it's symbolic for the divine birth, a divine birth that happens within each one of us. It doesn't belong specifically to Jesus. That when you and I open to the divine, that within us can be a divine birth. And births are messy. They're painful. They're unpredictable, right? You moms are like, you're telling us? They're uncontrollable. I've been at 2 births. One was my own, which I don't remember, but I was at my daughter's, and all those things were true, right? Births are messy. They can't be predicted. They try to make it as neat, right, and as clean and as orderly as possibly can be. Births, uncontrollable. So I love the idea, or what we're experiencing now, that there's a divine birth approaching, that there's a growing darkness as well, right? A growing darkness. And, darkness is a symbol for us not really knowing what's ahead of us. Because we can't see. We don't know what's in the dark. We don't know where threat might come from. So darkness is scary. Darkness is scary. It's a symbol for us not knowing. Not knowing for us human beings is really scary, right? Because if we can't figure something out, we can't control it. And if we can't control it, we could be at risk for being hurt. Don't we want to figure things out? What's the problem? Let's figure it out so we could manage it and everything can kind of stay in its place. Right? Love isn't like that. The divine isn't like that. It's hard to be defended and guarded and try to figure it out and fall in love.